Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. I want to talk about I want to talk about Canelo Alvarez again, and him being on the zone. And the thing about it is, I was reading an article. It was pretty interesting when I was reading it. I read all of it, right? And the thing about it is, after I finished reading it, it just got me thinking. Oscar De La Hoya is his boss, and he's with the zone. He signed it. The zone gave him $365 million deal for 11 fights. And in them 11 fights, if he fight, you know, so you would think about it could be a walk in the ballpark for 11 fights deal. It seemed that way, but trust me, John Skipper, who is the boss of the zone, gave him that $365 million deal. Them 11 fights comes with something else. It comes with competition instead of tomato cans and stuff like that. Who can bring people to the zone for $9.99 every month? And it's not going to be easy for Canelo Alvarez if he fights tomato cans, because you can't bring no people onto the zone. Nobody, you know, too many people start talking about Rocky Fielding fight. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, to me, because I just made a previous video already talking about he might fight Daniel Jacobs. But when I read this article, they said Oscar De La Hoya was talking about he might not fight Daniel Jacobs. He might fight, you know, it seemed like it might be Canelo Alvarez and Triple G fight again. That's what more likely it might be if Triple G go to the zone, which highly likely he might go to the zone. Because think about this. If he go to the zone, it's a possibility he can get the fight with Canelo Alvarez, first of all, and then if he get the match, he can try to get his belt bites. You know what I'm saying? And he feel like he can beat Canelo Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember Triple G said ain't no money or profit to fighting Charlo and Sergey Davinchenko and compared to Canelo Alvarez. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? But on the money part, but coming back to what I'm talking about, as in, who is Canelo Alvarez really? Who is his boss really? Is it John Skipper, or is it Oscar De La Hoya? That's the thing to me. That, you know what I'm saying? Because if I give you that $365 million deal, which is not going to be a walk in the ballpark, you got to get people who going to want to see you fight a certain fighter. You know what I'm saying? And I believe when I'm on my head, I made my last video was talking about he might fight Daniel Jacobs, and I said might. It looked like highly he might fight right now. But see, I remember Oscar De La Hoya said people want to see him fight Triple G again. Which is the funny thing about that is, the first fight it was $1 million something, but then it was $1 million something like that, over $1 million something. But the second fight less some people it was higher than the last fight. It was lower than the last fight. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it with me is the thing about me is how I'm thinking. Highly, it might be Triple. Don't be surprised if it be Triple G again if he get on the zone. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that fight will bring in more revenue than him fighting Charlo, I'm thinking, and Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs don't bring too much revenue if you fight him. I can understand that. Still today, even though he might got a belt, I mean, him getting a belt and him having a belt and Charlo having a belt, I can understand it because they got belts. But as in, do they bring more revenue than Triple G? You know what I'm saying? No. So if I'm trying to, because I don't think that $365 million deal. I might be wrong. I gotta do more research on that. Is it guaranteed? I don't think all that stuff is guaranteed, because the billionaire John Skipper, he might not get more. He might not get his money back for signing Canelo Alvarez for $365 million deal. So he might lose out. The winner might be Canelo Alvarez, and John Skipper. It seemed like to me, he's not a stupid guy. First of all, he got the zone. Second of all, and he know how to do certain things to get certain people on there. But it's a risk at the same time when he's doing it. I think $365 million deal, it might bite him in. It might come back and bite him in the ass, because now if he's stepping up, if Canelo's stepping up to fight Rocky Fedor, which people not talking about that much. I don't think a lot of people from America is going to buy that fight. I could be wrong, but the thing about it is, if he come back down and fight, if he fight Triple G again, it does make sense money wise. You know what I'm saying? So, Canelo Alvarez, he's in a tough spot right now, because he said he's going to go back down and fight maybe Daniel Jacobs, or he's not so much. Well, possibility a Charlo. That's if Canelo want to fight him. Not saying he's ducking him with it all, but Daniel Jacobs do make sense, because he still haven't made a decision of what network he's gonna fight on. If it's gonna be the Zone, ESPN, or it's gonna be on Showtime. He haven't made a decision yet. Daniel Jacobs, but more likely it might be on the Zone, because he with Matchroom Boxing. For right now, I say he's. But the thing about it is, to me, how I'm thinking about this, man, Canelo's gonna have to fight. Of course, I think John Skipper is not worried about the fight right now with Rocky Fielding, but he talking about maybe the next fight and after that. Because if that's the case, then Canelo Alvarez would be. All he had to do is fight tomato cans and don't have to worry about his resume, because he got enough people on his resume right now. But he's 28 years old. He's young. He's still young. But that's just my perspective of who is Canelo's boss really. And my opinion is on that is, I would say this: the person who gave you $365 million deal, I guarantee you, he dictate who he want to fight. He'll dictate a little bit who Canelo is going to fight compared to De La Hoya being his boss, Canelo Alvarez. That's all about this. That's all I'm gonna leave it as that. I think John Skipper is the boss. He calls the shots to a certain degree. I think Oscar De La Hoya, he kind of loses that making fights to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude ain't gonna let you fight 11 tomato cans and that's it, and you get $365 million deal. It depends on how many people gonna buy the Zone, and that's why he signed Canelo Alvarez. So that's just my perspective on it. And that's how I feel. That's just my opinion. What do y'all think? Who you think is Canelo boss really? Do you think it's Oscar De La Hoya, or you think it's John Skipper? You know what I'm saying? So leave a comment at the bottom of my page. Subscribe to my page. Like my page. Hit the bell icon for the notifications, new videos from me. This is JT from Bubba Below the Belt. All right, bye.